MISRA C has been around for a while, and so has some MISRA C++. Andrew, what's the difference between the two, and why do you want to use one versus the other?
I guess the very simple, TLDR answer to that is one applies to C and one applies to C++. But it's a little bit more complicated than that. The timeline of MISRA C and its different editions and MISRA C++ and its different editions are such that the two languages learn from each other as we've evolved the guidelines. So some of the so MISRA C had issued its second edition in 2004 before MISRA C++ was created in 2008. That introduced some additional guidance criteria. So when we started work on the next edition of MISRA C, we adopted some of the better structure of C++. And then similarly, when the newest version that was published last year of C++, that adopted some of the structure and the guidance of C. So the two target their different languages, but we both learn from each other. And of course, C++ defers the standard library to C. So even if you are using C++ and hence MISRA C++, some of the guidance of MISRA C is still relevant to you.
C++ is essentially a superset of C. There are some little tweaks in various places. Does that hold for MISRA C++ as well? Can I take something that I've started programming in C, and as I migrate to C++, those things are going to follow along?
I mean, there'll be those that will challenge that opening the premise. C++ started as a superset of C, but the evolutionary paths of both languages have diverged. Although some of the changes in the forthcoming C standard actually incorporate some of the features of C++. So maybe the boundaries will come back closer to alignment. In terms of the two MISRA documents, no, because we're mostly focusing on the issues that are specific to the standard of the undefined and unspecified behaviors. And these typically are different in C++ than they are in C. It's not a case of, well, these are the C rules and these are the extra C++ rules. So there is some overlap, but probably not as much as many people might expect.
Well, thank you, Andrew, for filling us in on the differences between C and C++ when it comes to MISRA.